Welcome to Folding Towels, a podcast for massage therapists with Jackie and David. If you are enjoying our episodes and want to support the production, consider buying us a coffee. Your contributions help us bring you more insightful discussions and expert interviews. Follow the link in the show notes or visit buymeacoffee.com/Folding Towels podcast to contribute, and thank you for your support. Welcome back to Folding Towels, a podcast for massage therapists who don't get into this job just to run spreadsheets. But hey, here we are. Hey, Jackie, how are you?
I'm really good, David. That started out very ASMR then, that intro. I was like, oh, we're keeping this very low key today, people.
Let me whisper to your left ear and to the right ear.
We are talking about numbers.
Numbers. I love numbers. Do you love numbers, Jackie?
I love to see money going into my bank account. Does that count?
Yeah, I certainly love numbers, seeing numbers going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yes, and when the numbers go in the wrong direction, I get a little bit stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really funny. I like paying bills a little bit. Like, I like going into my bank account and doing little things like, oh, I've got to pay this or I've got to pay that, and checking everything, and but then sometimes when you've got to pay too many bills, and instead of having a few $1,000s in your business account, it's like, oh, there's only like $150 left because you've had a whole bunch of bills come in. I don't like that bit.
Yeah, I have dipped into my savings recently, which is something I don't like to do. We've mentioned before that I'm having a bit of a holiday towards the end of the year. I'll be away for a little bit, and I like to spread my expenses out across the year just as part of that cash flow management. If you're paying a little bit every month, it's not as scary as everything falling due at the same time. And because I am going away, I'm trying to take care of a few things earlier than usual. So that's meant doing my tax a bit earlier through the accountant, and getting a few servicey things taken care of, and all those sort of functional things. All of that require money on the table up front, and I've watched my savings account go backwards. Now I've got a plan to ensure that the money goes back in, but I just don't like touching the rainy day fund.
Yeah,
I like to see that grow. I'm using it for its intended purpose, but I just like seeing it grow. It's much better when it's in the bank account rather than somebody else's.
Yeah, it's nice to go and have a look in the little list of accounts and go, oh, there's quite a bit of money in all of them. That's pretty.
Yeah, well, they're going backwards, and then zero. We've talked about on our episode with Anna the other day about, wouldn't it be nice if you're rewarded for doing your bookkeeping and there was some display or something fun. And at the moment, Zero is just showing that for this financial year, because I've had all these expenses in the space of a couple of months, which would usually be spread out over several, I'm in the red. It's like, Bobo, you have failed at business today. It's like, now I've got to work harder so I can get that number back up and get it above the line again.
You're having a pretty good holiday at the end of the year, though, David.
Yes.
Like, tell us very quickly what that's about, because it's a nice holiday.
Yeah, it's something we've talked about for a long time. I've been calling it my dad's dying wish, even though he's not dying. It's a bucket list thing for him to do, and that's for us as a family, the kids and my wife and I, my parents, my brother and his wife, and my nephew, all going to Europe to see the Christmas markets.
That's it, just the one thing.
Yeah. Well, we are going to Prague and to Vienna and Salzburg and Munich, and then we'll have Christmas in Munich, and then we cross over into Switzerland to see the Alps for a couple of days before going into Paris for New Year's, and then across to London for the last few days. Yeah.
Wonderful, David.
Yeah,
so I love it.
It's been a few years in the planning, including several years of saving to be able to do this. And particularly this year, just being head down, bum up, getting money in the bank account just so the cash flow is there when I do go away, we can still pay myself a wage and meet the expenses, all those types of things. It is
Yeah.
getting closer. As of today, we are 98 days away from travel.
Oh, wow.
And in terms of mindset, like I'm ready to go now. I'm ready
Yeah.
for a holiday. Let's
Yeah.
go now. What do you mean I have to wait another 98 days?
Yeah. Well, the good news is um, it'll probably feel like about 2 weeks
Yes.
because this year is just flying past.
Yes, it is. In 4 weeks' time, we've got a very short break as a family just to rest and recharge. It's one of those holidays where you don't have much of a choice but to do nothing, which is a very foreign concept, but one which is deeply needed before we go on to a holiday a few weeks later where we will be doing something every day, all day, and it's going to be exhausting.
Yeah, travel can
Fabulous.
be exhausting, but
Mm.
yeah, you're going to have the time of your life over there. It's going to be so good.
It is going to be incredible.
Mm.
Yeah.
Before we get into talking about numbers, we do have to mention something, David.
We do. This is exciting.
It is. There's something very exciting coming up, happening
Get
in little old Melbourne.
yeah, get out your diaries, people.
It's the MIMT. I always say MIMT, and I know they love it because they love me, but it's the MIMT Soft Tissue Congress. And half the time I can't remember what MIMT actually stands for, David. Do you remember what it stands for?
The Melbourne Institute of Massage and Myotherapy.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I know they're listening. I love you guys so much. Yeah, we're actually going along to the Soft Tissue Congress. David and I, the Folding Tales podcast, will be there in person.
Yes.
Is on the 26th of October.
They have
So
some fabulous guests lined up. There is Sarah Name from BFT Fitness talking about exercise prescription. We've got Kylie Hicks, who has been a guest on our podcast before. She is a chronic pain clinician.
yeah,
We've got Alicia Crook from the Health Leader Co., a massage business coach and mentor, and then us doing a live Q&A session.
I cannot wait. It's so exciting. And it's only like a couple of months, not even a couple of months away.
Yeah, by the time
It's
this
very
episode is
soon.
released, it'll be about 6 weeks.
Yeah, so soon. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
October the 26th at La Trobe University, Bandura. It is $250 to attend, which for a full day training with a bunch of experts is pretty good value. 8 hours of training, that is 8 CPE hours. That is almost half your yearly requirement in that one sitting. Head to mimt.edu.au and follow the link to the Soft Tissue Therapy Congress 2025.
Honestly, the best part of all of this is that you get to hang out with David and I for the
Yeah,
day.
we
We're
would
going to
love
be
to
there
meet
all
you.
day.
Come and say hi. Think about some questions to ask.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
excited for the Q&A, David. It's going to be so much fun.
It is going to be fun.
Yes. Now let's
Yeah.
talk about some more fun things.
Yeah, we're talking about numbers.
Woohoo!
Don't run away. These aren't your scary tax time numbers. We've done that already. These are the kind of numbers that help you to breathe easier at night, to plan your week with a purpose, and maybe, just maybe, stop you from burning out or undercharging your service. So this is massage maths with a whole bunch of clarity.
Yes. So here is such an important question. And it's actually, this is something you don't know this, David, but I have been thinking about this myself
Mm.
literally this week. You didn't know
Yep.
this. But how many massages can you actually handle? And most therapists will have a bit of a sweet spot. There's a bit of a magic number of sessions per week that will keep the lights on, keep your business
Mm.
running without sending you over into burnout. And I think most people are they have a pretty good understanding of what this actual number might be. And so you have to think of it in terms of the hours of massage, not just your client numbers. And so if you're doing a bit of a mix, so maybe you've got some 60-minute sessions, some 90-minute sessions, some 75-minute sessions, or any actual number of minutes with a client, don't worry about that. Break it down into hours. Um, and you also need to include some things like setting up for the
Hmm.
client,
Yes.
cleaning up after the client, doing those client notes. So if you're actually spending a 60-minute session with a client, is that 60 minutes of table time, or is that 10 minutes or 5 minutes before with the client, 5 minutes after, and 50 minutes of table time? How are you actually managing all of this? Yeah, and then break it down into, well, how many of those can I do a day? For some people, it's only two or three, and for
Mm.
others, it might be five or six. But you have to remember, you still have to set up, clean up, do the client notes, do all of the things. Listen to us as well. How many hours a week are you listening to us? Um,
Love it. Subtle plug.
things like marketing, you've got to account for days off to do your continuing education, particularly if it is, a weekend of face to face. You can't work 5 days a week, do 2 days of face to face, and then another 5 days a week without feeling tired. And,
Mm.
especially if you have other responsibilities like kids to look after, that sort of thing. So, this is all about what can you manage and how many hours each week is that going to be?
Yeah. I remember when I was still a student, we had our clinical days, and we had the option of coming in for half a day or coming in for a full day. And at one point, we could choose to do both the Saturday and the Sunday as full days, which was a great way of just smashing out your hours. And when I was 32 or whatever it was when I was going through the school, doing 2 full days of massage, 7 hours on each day, that was great. As you know, I worked in an office, so it was a real nice distraction. Come in from the office, you're just working in quiet, no politics. 14 hours of massage, hands on. Still go home and energized. If I do 2 7-hour days now, that's 7 hours of massage now. I am smashed. But I remember the student clinic coordinator saying, "Oh yeah, Mark can handle a full day because he's more young. Not young as in less age, but young, like yin and yang. He's got more young energy. But Melissa can only do
Oh,
a half day, and that's all she can handle because she is more yin. Uh, we all have a different personality, and also we've all got different energy levels. We all vibe differently, and we also do massage differently. If you had to do 6 burly footballers a day every day, physically, that is a massive drain. If you had to do 6 trauma clients a day, that's a massive emotional drain. If you had to do 6 people where you're therapeutically stretching them, that's a massive drain. As you do need to ask, well, I might be capable of doing 6 burly massages per day, 6 burly football massages a day now. But after 5 years, can I still do that? Maybe I can only do 4.
well,
Um,
that's actually a really good point, David, because you might be able to see six clients in a day, but if you're working 4 or 5 days a week every single week, can you sustain that? Can you
yeah.
sustain that constantly for years? Like you said, where are you going to be in 5 years? I'm tired just hearing that question.
Mm. And I'm closer to 50 than I am to 40 now, and my energy levels have changed. My physical capacity has changed.
Yeah.
And as I age, it will change again.
Absolutely. It's so funny that we're doing this episode today because I have literally been thinking about that this week. And I've had a little bit of a slow week and I have not complained about it one bit because I'm just feeling absolutely physically and mentally and emotionally exhausted this week. And I just I've really had to push through with my clients. And I love my clients, they are all wonderful. But I had to really put on my game face this week and go, you know what, you got to remember, Jackie, you love doing this. You are really blessed and you love doing this. Don't tell them you're tired. Just don't. Yeah, it's been tough, and everybody goes through that, obviously. But yeah, so
Mm.
what do you think is your because you do work 5 days a week, David. What do you think is your
Yeah,
number?
and uh, each day is different in length.
Mm,
I work sort of an average day on a Monday. I work a long day on a Tuesday. I work a short day on a Wednesday, a long day on a Thursday. I have Fridays, um, in inverted commas, off. I don't do any massage on a Friday, and I work every second Saturday. So it works out to be a 9 day fortnight.
yeah,
For example, and some days I do four, some days I do seven, some days I do three massages. So that I feel like that's quite a nice balance, of having the rhythm of a long day. You just push through, backed
yeah.
up by either a short day or a day off. And my magic number for the week, I do my budget on 23 massages, the equivalent of 23 hour-long massages in a week. So that might mean I've
Okay,
got a couple of half hours and out of 90 in
yeah.
there.
I think my magic number is somewhere between 4 and 6. I can do 6 clients a day,
Mm.
like that's not a problem, but I can't do it every single day.
Yeah.
So I have to have shorter days. And like you, I say I work 5 days a week, but I also have Fridays off.
Mm.
Some Saturdays I don't work. And if I have it might be a random Thursday afternoon where nobody's booked in and I cannot fill those spots, I would just be like, you know what, good. I'm going home early and I'm really happy about it because I need a little break too.
Mm.
Um, and I know I've told this story before. I just want to tell this story because it's very relevant, I feel. It might not be that you are doing, you're in a clinic and you're seeing clients where you're doing an hour table massage all the time. I remember when I first started doing massage therapy, I used to do a lot of corporate work. So this is
Mm.
over a decade ago. And I'm pretty sure I've told this story before, but I remember going to this business. It was in an office, it was in the city, and there was myself and another lady there, and we set up and we basically worked for 6 hours with a 30-minute lunch break in the middle. But we actually did
Yeah.
6 hours of work,
Yeah.
but we did 2 days, David.
Mm.
Guess what happened on the third day?
Mm.
I could not get out of bed. I
Yeah.
was exhausted.
Yeah.
So you have to take stuff like that into account as well. If you're doing a mix, like you might have a clinic day, you might do some corporate work, you have to take all of those things into account. And remember, if you're doing a lot of work 3 or 4 days in a row, you must have a break
Mm.
afterwards because, especially if you're not used to doing a lot of work, you really need to be aware that you might burn out after just a week or two. It does
Yeah.
happen.
The other thing that increases that workload too, one is if I'm doing a lot of massages that have a reporting requirement, for example, insurance, somebody who's come in after a car accident or it's a work cover type thing. So there's writing of letters to the insurer or maybe to another health professional. That all takes time, and just a different state of mental alertness. Also, onboarding new clients. If you get a few new people in a week, sure, that's great for business, but they just require that higher level of effort. You've got to pre-brief yourself ready for when they come in. You've got to form relationship and rapport very quickly. They've got a higher level of reporting at the end of the session as you document all the things as to why they've come in and process the paperwork. So having repeatable business, and we'll talk about rebookings in another episode, but having repeatable things just makes the days go smoother.
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on to the next set of numbers that you need to know, and this is the cost of giving a massage.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is
Um,
always a tricky one.
yeah. And you might look at your, like I say, Jackie and I are both solo practitioners, so the business keeps 100% of whatever comes in the door before you then pay out all the things, compared to someone who is an employee who may be paid an hourly rate, and it might be, say, $37 plus superannuation per hour of attendance, not per hour of massage. That's an important differentiation. But the cost of giving a massage, and particularly if you're a clinic owner, you need to know this if you have staff. So this is where the person pays the money at the end of the massage, and then from that, you pay yourself, you pay your rent, you pay your insurance, any softwares that you use, your CPE throughout the year, the cost of doing your laundry, the cost of your oils, any repair work that you need to do to your table or to carpets, or getting the air conditioner serviced, your test and tag, restocking new towels, the snacks you might want to eat. And the hidden costs of your time outside the session, we often say that cleaning the room and writing our notes is unpaid time. It's not. It's included in the cost of giving that massage. Your marketing, your text, your prep, this is exhausting just talking through that list,
That's a
Jackie.
long list, and you've probably only covered half of it.
Yeah. So what is included in the cost of that 1 hour massage? And I pay myself a regular hourly wage across a 37.5 hour week, even though I might only do 23 hours of massage. And so that hourly rate is what I look at. If it's costing you $40 per massage, for example, before you pay yourself, let's just say your expenses are $2,000 a month. That's including your rent and insurance, etc. And you see 50 people in a month. That's a reasonably low number for someone who's full time in massage, but quite reasonable for someone who's part time. Well, that's $40 per massage before you even pay yourself. So you'd need to know if you were, say, then charging $100 per massage. Well, there's $60 that's left to pay yourself with. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it's not. So your awareness of these things does change everything, because then it sets up ideally what you should be charging for massage, because now you know the actual cost of giving that service.
I think there's a lot of things that people sometimes forget to count as well. Like you mentioned, getting your table serviced.
Mm,
Ideally, you should be getting that done regularly, whether that's every 12 months or 24 months. I don't know. But you still should be putting, technically we should be putting money aside for these things
yes.
each appointment, really, whether it's 10 cents, 20 cents, like we should mentally be adding that into the other account. Test and tag, that's something that people don't always do super regularly as
Mm,
well. And if you have a fire extinguisher, you need to get it checked.
yes.
um,
Every 6 months.
yeah. And then sometimes there's software price increases too,
Mm.
which we might forget to sort of add into the list if we
Insurance went
haven't.
up by 30% this year.
Yeah, yeah. And if you have to change insurance providers, like, all those sorts of things. So it can be a tricky one to work out, but the best thing to do, honestly, is to try and figure it out,
Mm,
and make adjustments each 12 months as well.
yeah.
Because, like you said, if your insurance goes up every 12 months, if maybe your rent for your room goes up every 12 months,
Mm,
you need to factor that in. If you're working on figures from 5 years ago, that's not accurate at all. So your example of $40 of costs from each $100 that the client pays you, that's probably actually closer to $65 now,
mm-hmm. Correct.
once you have factored in all of those things. And then so you're constantly going, well, how come my bank account is empty at the end of every month?
Yes.
Where's all that money gone?
Yep. So figuring out that cost of giving a massage, you just need, once you've been in business for a year and you've got a full set of figures, you can divide whatever that bottom number is by the total number of massages that you gave for the year. That's your cost per massage.
I'd also like to mention that a good bookkeeper can help you figure this out. If this
Yes.
is not your jam, if numbers do not thrill you, and let's be honest, that's probably a lot of us, like find a good bookkeeper and sit down with them and they will help you. They can do a one-off, a couple of hours with you. It doesn't have to be something you pay for all the time, but they could even sit down with you every 12 months and go, okay, let's readjust this. And did you consider this? Did you consider that? And they can have a look through your bank account, see what you're paying, and they can help you do it. It doesn't have to be a really super hard thing.
Mm.
Because I know if even for me, just hearing about doing this, my brain just goes, oh my God, what is this crap? I do not want to deal with this. And I'm not even doing it, I'm just talking about it.
Yep. We did have that conversation. We talked about how a lot of massage therapists feel called into the profession. It's all very noble,
Mm,
and they just end up giving away their time for free,
yeah.
and then wonder why they can't pay their own rent or go on a holiday.
I would like to, while we're, yes, just look, you only have to look at the statistics on how many massage therapists have enough super in their superannuation accounts in
Hmm.
Australia. It is nowhere near enough.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to change that, guys. And it's going to take a little bit of work from all of us, but we definitely need to change that. So hopefully you're encouraged by this episode and not discouraged.
So if money numbers do scare you, shout out to Anna Mitchell from I've forgotten what Anna's business is. That accounting
That,
stuff.
yes.
It's a very
Yes.
good business name. It's the accounting stuff you need to take care of.
It
Shout out to Anna
is.
Mitchell if you are
It
having
is.
trouble. You do need to know where your money is going so that you know
Yes.
how to charge appropriately. And if those numbers have gone up by 30% for it, like insurance just did, and you haven't done a price rise, now's the time to do that.
Mm. That's a really good point, David, because if your expenses are increasing annually, you probably need to do you know, oh gosh, what is it? You need to do a price increase.
Yep.
My brain just had a little holiday.
We've both had a few brain farts today. Earlier, I'm like, Jackie, who's that person? You know, the one with the face. Oh, yeah, I know the person. It's so and so. Yes,
Oh
that's
my
the one.
God.
Yes, the one with the face. Uh,
So funny. But yeah, you obviously don't want to overcharge your clients and you don't want to go, well, I've had a 30% increase in my insurance, so I'm just going to increase my prices by 30 cents. It has to be a little bit more nuanced than that.
mm,
But you definitely need to do some working out in this area. And look, it's a good idea just to increase your prices a little bit every year anyway, because then
yes.
your clients know, even if it's only $2 or $3, and I do mean that literally, even if you only increase your pricing by a couple of dollars, because not everybody is going to have the demographics to sustain a huge price increase. And I
Mm,
know some coaches will say, look, you can put your prices up by 20 or $30 and it's fine. And that might be okay for you, but it might not be okay for everybody. So
yeah. Yeah.
even a $2 or $3 increase is fine, in my very unskilled opinion.
You need to be at the point where you can meet your own rent or mortgage and all your living expenses. You don't have to eat beans. You can have an acceptable quality of life. Um, yes.
That's funny. So, what
Yeah.
should we be charging, David? Because it's not just what your um, massage neighbors are charging,
Mm.
right?
And this is something that comes up in the Facebook posts all the time when someone asks the question, what should I be charging? It's like, well, where the bloody hell are you in the world? And then the common answers come back, oh, I just look at what others are charging and that's what I charge too. Okay, well, again, if you can meet your expenses, maybe that's fine. But you need to look at from that last point of, well, what does a massage cost you? as an average. So what are your expenses? What are your goals? Are you able to put money away for a rainy day? Are you contributing to your holiday fund? Are you putting money away for your taxes and your superannuation, your future retirement? Do you want to upskill next year, and do you have the money to be able to do that? And then knowing what your ideal client's capacity to pay actually is. And I remember sitting in a workshop once, this is when I was in a council, and they were talking about, yes, you're in a low socioeconomic area, but don't underestimate a person's capacity to pay for things that they actually want. How often have you seen a Datsun Sunny driving along, and we're talking about a car from the 1970s, early 80s, with a brand new shiny muffler on
Jesus,
it and a set of highly polished rims that are worth more than the value of the car.
that's a
That
collector's
person,
item now. That's an ancient car. Jesus, how old are you, David?
well, closer to 50 than I am to 40. Um, that person has valued those shiny rims and has put aside, say, $2,500 for a new set of rims, and maybe they have foregone other things, which may include food, education, because that set of rims is what they want. If you are that thing that somebody wants, they will pay more for your service. If you're in a higher income area, they are probably likely to be able to afford more for your service compared to if you are in a remote area that's full of farmers who have been in drought for the last 3 years and are making decisions about whether they need to sell the family farm.
Well, that is so true. It always is. I read a lot of Facebook posts like that, and I say to myself, well, how long is that piece of string?
Hmm.
Because the answer is it depends on so much.
Yeah.
And you're right, and you've just brought up regional and rural areas. Healthcare might not necessarily be something that people value super highly compared to a metropolitan area where you've got a much bigger group of people to market to. So you might not be able to increase your prices. Um, it's just, there's so many things to consider. That's just so
Hmm.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you wanted to take home $4,000 a month, for example, $4,000 a month works out to be $48,000 per year, which, FYI, that is less than the Australian minimum wage right now. But let's just work with $4,000 a month, and you do 50 massages. Well, that works out to be you need to take home $80 per session after you've met all of your expenses. And if those expenses are $40 per massage because you've done the sums from the section beforehand, well, that's a minimum of $120 per massage that you need to charge for those 50 massages just to be able to take home that 4,000 per month. But this also needs to be reflected in your energy budget. We talked about how many people can you realistically see in a week. And if you are cooked after seeing 10 clients in a week and you're only charging $60 for a session, well, that the math just doesn't math.
It does not. Absolutely. Well, you're never going to get, if you're only seeing 10 clients a week and you're charging $60 a session, you're not even going to make 4,000 a month.
No, you are
The
not.
maths just will not do it.
That's two and a
So,
half thousand a month.
yeah. And this is a great way to sort of work out exactly what you want and how much you can handle is that reverse engineering. Well, if
Mm.
you want to make $10,000 a month, how are you going to do that? Where are you going to pop those people in? And it might be that you do a couple of longer days and a couple of shorter days, but you're working maybe 6 days a week if you're charging a little bit less, but
Mm.
you're having enough time off and maybe you're working from home so you don't have those expenses. Like there's all of these factors you have to
Yeah.
really consider. Yeah.
You need to consider your experience. If you've been in the industry for 20 years and you've got a long list and you're booked out months in advance, you probably can afford a large price increase, and you deserve to be earning more if you've been in the industry for that long. And if you're massaging just for fun, you work somewhere else, or maybe you don't need to work, and massage really is You just enjoy doing it. Well, you can afford to give to charge less because you don't have that financial burden to meet. But I'd still argue you need to be charging as much as your neighbor does in that instance, just so you don't undervalue the industry.
That is such an interesting topic that you bring up, David, because we do hear about this a little bit in conversation with other therapists. And I was just sitting here listening to you talk and thinking, if a therapist, and this is a general statement, I'm not aiming this at anybody at all, but I would say in 2025, if you are in Australia and you are charging less than $100 an hour, unless you are brand new or you've maybe had a long time away from your business and you're having to restart, in that sort of scenario, it might be different. But if you're charging less than $100 an hour, I'd say that's probably not enough.
Mm,
And that's sort of in line with my thinking about, that rising tide lifting all boats, valuing ourselves. This is something that you and I have talked about on numerous occasions on the podcast as well as in person. And
mm,
it's something that we do have to kind of think about. And I remember when I was at TAFE, and I don't know if this person listens to our podcast at all. I don't know, but I remember my lecturer at TAFE, and this is in probably 2014 or around 2014, 2013, 2014. He was very skilled practitioner, very, very skilled practitioner, had been in the industry for a long time, and he was only charging about $70 an hour.
mm,
And I remember thinking then, man, he's way undervaluing himself.
mm-hmm.
And I was brand new to the industry and not a lot of experience in massage, but I just knew that he had the skills, he had an amazing amount of experience, and obviously he was a teacher as well. So he wasn't doing a lot of hands-on time because he was working with us at school. But yeah, just if you've been in the industry for more than 10 to 15 years, like how much are you valuing your skills? I feel like
Yeah.
I've gone on a bit of a rant here, but
No, I
I'm not
totally
sorry.
agree, Jackie. And likewise, my teacher, even today, still charges less than what I do.
No.
With 30 years, 40 years of experience.
Oh,
Um, and again, as far as she's concerned, she's earning enough to be comfortable,
okay.
and doesn't feel the need to charge anymore. And comparatively, I'm still inverted commas new at ten years. I've still got at least another 25 years of work left in me, with expenses to meet during those times of education and mortgages and ambitions. I need to charge a higher rate just because of my stage of life. So when we charge, we don't have to be greedy. And sometimes I look at some of these prices and think, oh, are you solely charging that amount because you can? Like, oh, I'm going to charge $220 an hour because I can, and they'll pay. And great, if you can sleep straight at night, your clients feel like they're getting value for money. Good, good. You deserve to be remunerated for your skills, and for your energy and your time and an investment. But at the very least, you need to be sustainable.
100% agree. Yeah. And again, this is a how long is a piece of string answer because there are so many factors, so many variables. You have to take all of your variables into consideration. And as you said before, David, deciding what to charge just on what the people in your area are charging
Hmm.
is really not a great idea because they could be, doing a completely different therapy. Maybe they're brand new. Maybe they're just
Mm,
set up. Like, unless you've investigated this, and hopefully this is something that they're teaching you when you're at massage school, that you have to look around at who is around you, see, what they do, how long they've been in the industry, what clients they're seeing, what therapies are they practicing, what
mm,
are their qualifications. Yeah, it's you can't just pick a random number and go with it, I don't think.
Yeah.
At least not for the first after the first 6 months. If you're brand new, sure, you might start out at $60.
It's going to be
But
best guess in the
yeah,
first few days. I would certainly hope you're charging more than $60, even if you're brand new. You can
it's
get
like the beginner rate.
you can pay more than that for unqualified massage.
That
Let's
is
be
true.
honest. Let's be honest
That's
here.
true. That's true. That's my friends and family rate when I was like in those first
In the
6 months
1970s.
in the 70s. Yeah. So
Dear.
funny.
Moving on to the next section, and that is looking at booking patterns, cancellations, and
Mm,
active clients. And this is where a good booking system is really valuable because you can see trends. So I can see the wiggly worm in my client history of this is how many people I've seen for each month as things go up and down. And you can start to look at some of those trends, and I keep a spreadsheet as well. So with 10 years of data now, I can see that I have a high number of rescheduling clients in December. We've talked about Tetris month, Jackie,
oh yeah.
where December just goes. It's just a different month.
It's your favorite, David. Is that
Oh,
is that why you're
I'm going
taking
away in
December
December
off?
now. This.
Just avoiding the entire problem
I
completely.
saw
I'm
someone
not
else.
dealing with this.
I saw someone last year saying, "I'm signing off for December. I'm going on holiday. Enjoy Tetris month, everyone." I'm like, that is such a good idea.
You took that to heart. I love it.
It is a high energy month where just
Uh,
every day you have to be on your A game about rescheduling, rebooking.
yeah,
Someone wants to cancel, someone else wants to get in. I know that happens in December, and I can see it in my data. I know that January is a quieter month, so I'm going to take some leave during that time. And I've have kids at school, and I like to take school holidays off. So that happens in April, in July, in October, and then Christmas time. So in doing my budget, I know to expect less people in those months because I'll be on leave and I can't serve people in that time.
yeah,
So working out those times of things for your operational ebbs and flows is really important. And then you can look at days of the week, and maybe Tuesdays are flaky. So do you want to spend effort in trying to build Tuesdays up to be more solid, which you can totally do if that's a strategy, but even after investment, if they continue to be flaky, then maybe you just want to make that a shorter day and put your
yeah.
efforts somewhere else.
Well, that's a really great point. If you get clients all the time saying, "Oh, I'd really like to book in on Monday, like Monday morning or Friday night or something, whatever the day or time is," but you don't normally work then, would it be worth opening up your schedule for two or three people
Mm.
if they're going to come in and fill that spot?
Yeah,
And like you said, if nobody comes in on Tuesday afternoons, take Tuesday afternoon off instead and work
yeah,
Friday afternoon.
yeah.
Yeah. Look at the patterns.
And then you'd look at the types of clients that you have and go back and review the episode with Kylie Hicks as she talks about working with people with chronic pain. People with chronic pain do not get better in a single session. As part of her experience, she's able to say to them, right, this is what your treatment protocol is going to look like. I need to see you every 2 weeks for the first couple of months. After that, we will review. Then we'll likely need to see you at least once every 3 weeks for the next couple of months. Then we'll review. And there's that review and experience component in there. But knowing that, right, this person will need at least 10 sessions to repattern and to move forward. With a sporting injury, you might know the same thing, right? Or a frozen shoulder. Okay, I need to see you weekly for 6 weeks. And so that sense sets part of your rhythm and flow. If you're working more in a lifestyle or a preventative style of massage, then you may have people that choose to come in every week or once a fortnight, or maybe they're part of your monthly maintenance crew. My Saturdays are largely built on people who I just want a massage once a month, and Saturday is my day. Cool, let's just book
Hmm.
you for the year.
Yeah.
You need to know how that looks for you.
You look, if you've got really good booking software as well, you can schedule if you know this. And if people are coming into you very, very regularly, they come in every 3 weeks or 4 weeks or what have you, you can potentially lock out that calendar for them if you've had that conversation with them and they are like, yes, I'm committed to every 4 weeks. They might have already been coming to see you for 2 or 3 years. So you know
Mm,
this. You say, can I actually put these appointments in for you for the next 6 months,
yeah.
just so that your spot that you have asked for, 1 o'clock on a Saturday, that's you, baby,
Hmm.
and no one's going to take your spot. Because
Yeah.
if you have an online system where people can book on their own, it does happen. I've had it a few times just recently where you're expecting your client to reschedule, but they can't because someone else has booked in for that appointment. It's
Yes.
very annoying.
And the looks on their faces of, what do you mean I can't have 10:15 on Saturday in 4 weeks' time? Well, if
Yeah.
you'd booked in advance, maybe you
Yeah.
could. And there are those premium time slots, and it might be 8 o'clock on a Thursday night. It might be a Saturday if you choose to work public holidays. Maybe it's a public holiday that those are your premium spots. That if your regular person doesn't jump on it early on, somebody else is going to.
I would say if you've got clients like this that come in super regular, they're very reliable, you have a really great relationship with them, and you are not booking out their appointments 2, 3, 4 months ahead, you're not doing the right thing by your client. Because
Yeah.
if they've been coming in to see you for years, you might know, okay, every 4 weeks on a Saturday they're coming in, but your calendar needs to reflect that. Like,
Yes.
you can always change it. And a lot of people these days are very good about changing their appointments early on.
Mm,
Um, but if they expect that appointment slot to be available for them, you need to put it in the calendar for them.
yeah. And I was listening to a massage money coach at one point who just said, well, what if someone wanted to see you every week and your magic number is 20 people a week? Well, if you've got 20 weekly people, you only need 20 people on your list. And that's great for your own energy. The downside being is that you will have some attrition, and if one of those weeklies chooses to move on, well, you've now just lost 5% of your business just overnight,
Yeah.
and you need to be able to fill that spot once more. You just need to,
Mm.
to to understand the risk that comes with a person who is extraordinarily regular, and you come to rely on them.
That is very sad when a regular client disappears for whatever reason.
Mm.
It does happen. It does
And
happen.
sometimes it's expected as well.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of clients choose to not be as regular anymore because they're saving for a house deposit, and they've just had to make some choices with their money.
Yeah,
Well, it's
definitely.
saving like for a holiday, like I've been doing. I've had to make choices with my money about what I do and what I spend it on, and a regular massage might be that choice they've made to sacrifice.
Anecdotally, I have found over the last couple of years that people are much more loyal. So the people that weren't super committed have just sort of dropped off, but the people that are committed are really committed.
Mm.
Have you found that as well, do you think, David?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah.
Mm.
I love it. I, I love it. I think that it's really good that, sort of these changes happen and you'll get clients that you think, oh geez, why are they coming in all the time occasionally?
Yeah.
But maybe they just love it. Maybe they just really want to be on the table and they love what you do. Just
Yeah.
go with it.
So with knowing those patterns, it's also good to know what your theoretical fully booked number is. So in doing the math in previous segments of how many massages do I need to do for a year, what is my maximum capacity, you might say that an ideal week for you is 22 massages or 25, 32, whatever that magic number is for
Hmm.
you. So I like to do around the 23 mark. That's what I budget on across the year. And if I see 28 people for the week, which maybe I'm bulking up before I go on holiday, just trying to cram in the last few minute
Hmm.
sessions. But I do have, I think theoretically I could, if I wanted to, see 32 people in a week. And maybe I choose to one week. Well, there's extra money in the bank now, which is part of my rainy day, or buying something nice for myself as a reward, or doing the training that I wanted to do. Um, I'm then above capacity, and knowing that maybe the next week is a bit slow. Well, you put the 2 weeks together. I've had a really good week and I've had a slower week. It's not a bad week, it's just a slower week. Put the two together, it's actually average, and that's
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah, that's really the nature of that business, isn't it? Like this industry that we're in, that we will have some weeks where people just don't show up for whatever reason. And like
Mm,
winter is a key time as well because this year everyone has been sick
yeah.
and
With
like
serious things this year too.
yeah, a lot of people have got influenza and COVID and RSV and yeah, and you don't want them on your table. Like
No.
they can't come in. So you are going to get cancellations through winter. It's just something we have to live with and manage somehow. So yeah, I think tracking those trends is really important. And you know what I decided, David?
Mm,
And this might be something that probably people are going to listen and go, "Geez, Jack, why haven't you done this a couple of years ago? Like, where was your brain?" But I've literally decided to take a couple of weeks off next winter in the middle of
yeah.
winter because I
Yeah,
end up
good.
sick every year, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna have a rest
Yeah.
through winter. I don't know when yet, but I've literally decided that this week.
Yes. Good on you. Put it in your
Oh,
diary now.
yes, I have to do that.
Yep.
Oh, so funny.
Mm. Yeah, tracking your trends. I do keep a spreadsheet which I fill out every week.
Hmm.
On one side of the spreadsheet, it contains so the date. Then the first column is how many people were booked in at the start of the week, how many
Hmm.
booked people were booked in by the end of the week, how many cancellations did you have, how many no-shows did you have, how many reschedules did you have, what did you earn for the week, and then from that, what did you earn for the week? You divide it by the number of people you've seen. That's the average cost, the average take home per massage. Then the other side of the spreadsheet is how many people were booked in at the start of the month, how many people were booked in at the end of the month, how many people did I want to see, what's the difference, and how much did I make for the month.
Mm.
And then I'm able to keep track of trends and see things like, hey, the Adelaide Fringe is on, and people are spending money on other things. That made February a
Yeah.
little bit flaky. But then the Tour Down Under was on, and I got an influx of cyclists this week. And my hands are red raw after all their semi-shaved legs
Yes.
from all the men in Lycra.
Yeah.
Keeping track of those trends is good. I also know that about 10 weeks is as long as I can go without a break.
That's an
So
interesting one, David, because
yeah,
I would bet that that's not actually something that people are conscious of.
mm.
Mm.
And really at about the 8 week mark, I'm at the look. I'm ready. I'm just
Yeah.
ready for a break.
Yeah.
Um, some of the weeks following that, my clients report having the best massages of their life. It's like, well, that's funny because I'm tired right now.
But are you spending less time talking to them and are you just focused on getting through the massage? So maybe they're actually getting a really good massage because you can
Yeah,
only focus on one thing at a time.
and I think that is very true. Is that I'm in a state of flow, which is almost a
Mm.
survival thing. Is like just go to my happy place,
Yeah.
just do the thing, work intuitively. You don't have to be process and science orientated all the time. You can just concentrate on giving a bloody good massage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and you can use these trends. You've just said, Jackie, about taking time off in winter. Stick that in your diary now.
Yeah.
Plan for that break. now before anyone tries to book over the top of it. Your regulars who want that spot, you've got to get in before them, get
Yeah,
your break in before they try and book you. If you're going to a conference, get that in your diary now because rescheduling a busy diary to accommodate things is tricky.
it can be. I've had to be very vigilant with my Saturdays because I don't work every Saturday.
Hmm.
And like through this winter, both of my kids that I have at home play sport, and this winter has just been insane for sport. So I have actually had to reschedule um, some appointments because of the sport, which was a little
Mm,
unexpected. But over the last couple of years, I've been so vigilant with my Saturdays because I do not want to work every Saturday.
neither do I.
Otherwise, like, I don't see my kids. Like, you feel like you're just at work all the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I have made having those Saturdays off occasionally a huge priority. But it's been so interesting because we've done so much sport for the kids.
Yeah.
And every weekend has just been sport, 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 sport. So that's just, yeah, that's been something that this year has been, oh cripes, that's a lot. So something I have to factor in for next year as well, because both my kids have recommitted for their winter seasons next year as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hence my decision to take some time off in winter. So it'll be very handy, I think.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's enough. That's a lot to consider, isn't it?
It is. It is. Look, it doesn't have to be super precise. I know a lot of us are probably, and I do this, I want the numbers to be exact, but it doesn't have to be. Like it doesn't have to be super exact. Like if you're guessing for some of these things, like it's better to have some idea rather than no idea. Like
Mm.
if you think you've spent $20 a week, for instance, on buying your massage oils. Like, okay, put that in. That's a good starting point. And then
Yeah.
figure it out. Make a conscious effort to get the exact number, round up all those shopping receipts or
Mm.
whatever and figure it out. Starting is better than not doing anything and not knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just looking in your bank account and going, why? Why is there nothing in here?
Yeah. And
We
then putting
don't
it out
want
to the
that.
universe. Top up my bank account, please.
Yeah, yeah. And look, we have to enjoy what we do as well. Like
Yes.
we have to love it. And if your goal is to do 30 massages every week, but you really know you can only do about 23, 25, like that's your
Mm.
sweet spot, you either need to increase your income, so charge more, or you need to decrease your costs. Like it's a balance.
Or option three is find a different way of massaging that gives you the energy that you need to get through the day.
100%. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, there's so many things that we can do, but we do need to know the numbers. And David and I do not want to make this difficult for you. We don't want you to be listening to this going, "Oh my God, like my head hurts. This is going to be awful." It's got to be fun. It's
Mm.
really got to be fun. And if you have listened to Anna's episode, she has her I cannot remember what it's called. My brain is really not working very well today. But she has her co working thing coming up where you can sit on Zoom with people and
Yeah.
do your accounting,
Yeah.
um, each month or do your tax each month. So
Yeah.
there is help out there. Find a bookkeeper. There's plenty of bookkeepers around, or jump onto Anna's website and have a look. Or,
Mm.
if you need to ask us a question, like David and I will happily chat with you. We might not have the right answer, but we will chat
Yeah.
with you.
Well, you may not like the answer.
We might be crying about it as well.
It's time to put your fees up. But I don't want to.
It's always a tough one. It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah,
all
it doesn't
right.
need to be difficult. You do need to understand a few things, especially where your money is going and where your energy is going.
Yeah.
If massage is making you sad, then you need to take some steps to bring the joy back into what you do. Your
Yes.
clients will thank you for it.
They will. They will. And you will thank yourself for it too.
Yes.
You'll be like, oh, thank goodness past Jackie made that awesome decision to
Yep.
book time off next winter and like, good on
Yeah.
me.
No holidays, beans and 2-minute noodles is not a life that I want to live.
Yeah. Well, if you don't put it in your calendar, if you don't put days off in your calendar, they're not going to happen. You'll end up
Mm-hmm.
working or you'll
Yep.
end up just wasting the day.
That's my version of manifestation. It's like,
Yeah.
stick it in the diary. Now it's going to happen.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. That is such a great idea.
Yep.
All right. We should wrap this up, David, because
Yes.
I think we should stop lecturing people. Oh,
Start somewhere.
start somewhere.
Just get
We
started.
want you to succeed too, guys. Yeah.
Yep.
Like I'm listening to this and going, oh, I actually need to do that.
Yep. All right. If you have enjoyed this episode, there are at least 100 other episodes in our back catalogue. If you haven't found them already, head to your favorite streaming app, like a Spotify or an Apple Podcasts or an iHeartRadio. While you are doing that, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a rating or a review. It helps us to be found by other therapists just like you. And why not hit the share button and send it to someone who hasn't heard of us? They'll probably thank you for it later.
Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We love chatting with you. And David, I love chatting with you.
Yes. Don't forget October the 26th, 2025, MIMT Soft Tissue Congress. Come and say hello.
Yes, we would love to meet you. Thanks for joining us, guys. Bye.